Alright guys, so this is going to be a little bit different video than I normally post, but I figured I'd kind of document what I'm doing today. So right now I'm in Flagstaff, Arizona. It's about 80 degrees, and because it was Amazon Prime Day recently, purchased a new head unit for this car. Now, obviously I have the nav screen in here, which is going to make this difficult because I need to buy the climate panel and the air vents from a model that did not have the nav screen. So there's one, it's a UCF20, it's a 2000 LS400. I think it's in this color. It's been in stock for about 10 days in the Phoenix North Pull and Save Junkyard. So that's where I'm going today. So I'm going to drive, I think it's 2 hours and 11 minutes one direction to get to that junkyard, and hopefully they still have it. If it was a non-nav screen model, I mean, it's a big gamble. They still have the radio, all this stuff. Hopefully get lucky today and do that. And the other thing I'm going to test, this car currently has 87 gas in it, and obviously these things take premium, and so that's going to be something interesting to find out, is what happens when you run premium in this versus regular gas. I'm going to be using 87 this whole time. Right now, we'll start it up, get that air going because it's hot. Currently have, it's showing at least full tank, but I kind of probably have around 3/4 of a tank because my fuel gauge doesn't work correctly. So when it's at 1/4, it's actually at empty. So get that air going there. Yeah, should be an interesting thing to find out. I'm not going to reset my average here because it's only been 8 miles since I got gas. Any of that stuff. 273 mile range. Okay, I'll turn that off for you guys. I don't think I'm going to need that, or I think I probably will need to get gas depending on how good of mileage this thing gets on the way down. I'm expecting it to get between 27 and 30. My 530i BMW got 30 to 33 on the same drive, so at least at night with no traffic. I don't know, high hopes, and we'll see what happens. I just thought I would share that with you guys, and I'll send you an update on the way. Right now it's 82 degrees and we're still in Flagstaff, so I'll check in probably in a little bit. All right, so we are officially 20 miles in and just at the full mark on the line there, which is functionally 3/4 of a tank. Just bumping my cruise up here because I'm getting into a higher speed zone here. All right, I just had to get out of that left lane there. I didn't want to hold people up. So we're gonna be setting cruise at about 75-ish. Right there. This cruise is a little funky to set, or to get exactly where you want it, but around 75 miles per hour. I'm gonna try to keep it at the speed limit this entire time so that we can maximize fuel economy. Currently at 26.1 miles per gallon on the tank, so about half of this, roughly a little more than that, is this trip. So yeah, so far so good. Temps are looking good. I checked all the fluids before I left. Should be pretty uneventful. Right now we're sitting at 84 degrees ambient temp. I know that doesn't really matter, but I'm used to driving turbo cars and that matters a lot, so I'm just curious to see how much of a difference it will make, because we're going to descend into lower elevation. I'm in Flagstaff right now, or I'm heading out, which is about 8,500 feet above sea level. So it's quite high up there. Let me resume my cruise here because this Jeep was in my way. The nice thing about this car is it just likes to cruise in fifth with the torque converter locked the entire time. Like, it never downshifts, even up a grade. Right now I'm going up a pretty reasonable grade, and I'm catching up to this Jeep right here, which can maintain 75 going up a hill. But you know, hopefully it's a pretty nice drive and not too much traffic, although I think I'm going to be hitting into Phoenix at about 12:30-ish. which is not an amazing time to be on the freeways. So hopefully it doesn't pose too much of an issue, because I'm trying to make it back before the sun sets, which I think is pretty reasonable. Assuming I spend maybe an hour and a half at the junkyard, and I probably won't stick around and look through stuff too terribly much, because it's going to be probably between 100 and 110 degrees down there. So yep, I'll check in with you guys probably in about, I don't know, 50 miles or so, maybe at the halfway point. We'll see where we're at. Alright, so we've done about 80 miles total. Figured I'd check in here. It's 97 degrees outside. We're getting 30.5 miles per gallon. Smooth sailing. I mean, this thing is just hauling. And I was kind of wondering, because it's on lower octane fuel, because previously I've only driven this car like long distances like this once, and that was driving it up to Flagstaff after I bought it from Phoenix. So it never had a downshift, like literally at all, on that whole drive, and it has some pretty steep grades in there, so I was pretty impressed with it. And I was wondering, it's like, how does the 87 affect that? I mean, obviously we'll find out when we come back up, but I did go over one of those huge hills. It's like the gap between, if anyone's familiar with the area at least, like the turnoff to go to Cottonwood, and then the turnoff to Prescott. I forget what the exits are, so sorry about that, but it's a huge hill. Everybody's always driving really slow on it. This thing stayed in fifth, torque converter locked, 75 miles an hour. It accelerated up that. It was able to handle it. I mean, honestly, this engine really surprises me, because like, I've driven Toyota V8 stuff before, and it's been nice, but like this has been totally different, because like in a 4Runner or Sequoia or something, it's hunting gears on the freeway for sure, at least in my experience. And this car does not do that at all. It just keeps it in the last gear locked in, and it just runs well, exceptionally well. There's where we're at on gas too. Just got my cruise control set. Everything is smooth sailing, so should be good. All right, so I just pulled in. We're at Pull and Save. It is 108 degrees out. We just used barely a quarter tank to get down here. 31.4 miles per gallon. It's pretty remarkable. I don't think I'm gonna have to get fuel before I go up, but hopefully they still have this LS here, and hopefully it still has what I need. So we're gonna go in a little bit, and I'll show you what I find. All right, I'm in here, and I just had to show you guys real quick. This is a shame. This is a, what is this? A 99 Saab 9.5 wagon with a stick, and it's here. So sad. Can't save them all though. Another interesting find. E46, I believe. Dynan 3 badge on it. It's a 2002. And it's got the Dynan exhaust, which I am sure is worth a pretty penny even on the used market. So I don't know. Would be worth snatching for someone at least. I'm not gonna bother, but it's got the M wheels too. It's pretty sweet. So this isn't the LS I came here for, but it is one, so figured I'd show you. It's also on coilovers, which tempts me a lot, because I've been thinking about doing coilovers too. And these don't look half bad. They look like eBay coilovers though. Like, I can't find a brand on them. They're adjustable, which is, or maybe they're adjustable. Hard to say. I'm thinking about getting these, dude. That might be worth doing. It's just the rears I don't really know how much money I want to spend either. But I do know that the rears go up here into the cabin. So this might be interesting. What is this? Huh. Not sure entirely how to get this deck off, or however you're supposed to do this. I'm assuming this probably pops out. I don't know. Seats probably have to come out. I may be getting those. We'll have to see. All right, here it is. UCF 21 gold LS400. Oh man, it has nav. What a damn shame. Well, that was one of the two things I had expected to happen here. Oh. Got mashed in the back here. Yeah, I was expecting either the radio, climate control to be gone, or nav. Unfortunately, it has nav, which makes this not useful to me at all. There's nothing in this car that I need, as far as I know. Somebody already even took the first aid kit. Well, there you have it. All right, update. I'm getting them because I realized these are ISC coilovers, which are very expensive new. So even if I don't end up using them, I'll definitely be able to get some money for them on Facebook Marketplace. Come on. All right. I need this. It's a pretty easy job, actually. Not sure why someone left these on here, but they're nice Lexus wheels, I'll tell you that. All right, so I'm probably about 20-30 minutes away from Flagstaff. I didn't film a whole lot at the Junkyard because it was 110 degrees and I was starting to get really hot. As you can see, it just upshifted there. So the verdict, I guess, is that it does matter. Come on, dude, this guy's in my way. It does matter to have 91 or 87, like the difference, like it makes a difference. Wow, I did not say that well. It's worth pointing out that it is 93 currently right here, and this is high elevation, but previously when I drove this car up from Phoenix a couple months ago, it didn't have any downshifting at all, and I was running 91 octane. So I don't know, my gas mileage 27.5, and I've used about a half a tank total on this whole trip. So pretty good numbers for this car, actually, just given that it's a huge V8 sedan from the 90s. So I've probably used about 10-12 gallons maybe, or probably, yeah, 10 to 12 gallons, somewhere in there. Yeah, it's been a nice ride the whole way up. 266 miles since refuel, and 8 of those miles are not from this trip. So doing well, and I still have, what's my range? 113 miles left range. So feeling good about this. This is a really good, awesome highway car. I mean, that's pretty much a given anyway, but these things are just tanks, like seriously. And it was getting up to 115 degrees as I was driving up through the northern part of Phoenix, which is pretty intense. This thing just did not care and just handled it well. There was at one point when I was coming up through Black Canyon City where my temp gauge went up just a hair, like not even a concerning level, but if you see it there, it got maybe, so it's like it's riding up on that lower center line. It was probably riding up on that upper center line, like just barely below it. So it was hotter than regular temperature, but I was kind of flying up through Black Canyon City there, so it wasn't an unexpected thing, and it was 110 through there. So yeah, I got the coilovers. I'm gonna get home right now and then I'll show you guys what I got. Stay tuned. All right, so I just pulled back in. Looks like our final amount of fuel used was pretty much half a tank. And then we got 27.7 miles per gallon, 299 miles, almost exactly, well, I guess 291 miles since I left, because I started with 8 miles since I got gas. Let's see, 56 mile an hour average, 93 miles range. Doing pretty good. So I'm gonna go pop the trunk and we'll take a look at these coilovers that I was able to snatch. All right, they're a little dirty, but they'll clean up. And your eyes do not deceive you. These are ISC coilovers, which super expensive actually to buy new. I thought they were eBay's at first because they have the same color scheme as my eBay coilovers on my Forester. But yeah, this thing handled that trip quite well. It's actually interesting that the weather is so different here than it was down there. But thanks for coming with on the little journey I had, and stay tuned to see what happens with the rest of those things.